Hello. Welcome to my channel, Jac Quie's vlog. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Good day, everyone. My respect to our school principal, Sir Rodel C. Layson, to our head teachers, Sir Constancio Peroy and Ma'am Norma Babao, to our subject heads, to all our teachers, learners, and parents who are with us in this virtual platform. Magandang araw po. I am Jacqueline Y. Coime, the SPS Guidance Counselor. I'll be discussing the continuation of the discussion on child protection. Our legal basis for this program is the Deped Order Number 40, Series of 2012. Child protection had been implemented a long time ago, 10 years back to be exact. So now we will try to revisit the policy, especially that the ZSNHS was divided into 3 campuses. The SPS campus has designated Dr. Janet H. Ruelas as our Child Protection Coordinator. And we've been together in planning out these activities and even future activities that will give protection and knowledge to our learners. Moving on to my topic, first, I'll be discussing the duties and responsibilities of the school personnel, and the learners. Okay, first is the school. What are the responsibilities of CSNHS SPS campus on matters pertaining to child protection? Okay, the school head shall have the following duties and responsibilities. Letter A. Ensure the institution of effective child protection policies and procedures and monitor compliance thereof. Letter B. To ensure that the school adopts a child protection policy. So we already crafted the child protection policy for SPS campus. The action plan was also formulated by our CPP coordinator, and we are trying to implement the activities stipulated for the school year. We started with this information drive so that all of us, the teachers and the learners, as well as the parents, will be reminded of the content of the child protection policy. Letter C. The school shall ensure that all learners, school personnel, parents, guardians or custodians, and visitors and guests are made aware of the child protection policy. So aside from the webinar for teachers, there are also webinars for our students and parents, no? So we will also be giving out flyers and pamphlets to our parents and guardians who will be going to our school for the claiming and submission of modules, and also the distribution of pamphlets to our learners who will be participating the limited face-to-face classes. Letter D, we have the school shall organize and convene the Child Protection Committee for the school. So we already have the Child Protection Committee. After the series of webinars for the information drive, we will also be meeting the committee to discuss the function and the duties and responsibilities. Letter E, we have conduct the capacity building activities for the members of the Child Protection Committee. So we will plan this out for the capacity building activity for the Child Protection Committee. Okay, letter F. The school shall conduct disciplinary proceedings in cases of offenses committed by learners. So I would like to reiterate this one. For students who committed offenses, either a minor or a major offense, shall be referred to the Child Protection Coordinator. So the CPP coordinator will do the intake interview and refer the case to the Child Protection Committee for deliberation or for disciplinary proceedings. So after that one, the CPP coordinator will refer the students involved for counseling in the Guidance and Counseling Office, which is also called the intervention program for cases on CPP. Letter G, we have to ensure that the participatory rights of children are respected and upheld in all matters and procedures affecting their welfare. So our learners have the right to freely express their views on all matters and decisions that affect them. So we have to respect that, and also their right to privacy. So in every case, we have to strictly maintain its confidentiality. So as much as possible, so let us avoid sharing it to our co-teachers about the case. Okay, so letter H, we have to maintain a record of all proceedings related to bullying or peer abuse and submit after each school year to the division office the report, which is the Annex A and B respectively. So all cases will be recorded by our CPP coordinator, Ma'am Janet Ruelos. So in Annex A, it is the report of cases of abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, bullying, or peer abuse and other related offenses, while the Annex B is the intake sheet. So this will be submitted in the division office at the end of the school year. Okay, letter I. So we have to conduct the appropriate training and capability building activities on child protection measures and protocols. So that is the purpose of this activity, this webinar, and even the future activities that we are planning. Letter J, we have to ensure that the school adopts a student code of conduct to be followed by every learner while on school grounds or when traveling to and from school or during a school-sponsored activity and during lunch period, whether on or off campus. So we have our student handbook. Hopefully when we resume our face-to-face classes now, we are going to give our students their own copy and also an orientation on the content of the student handbook. Okay, moving on to letter K. The school shall adopt such conflict resolution mechanism that respects the rights of indigenous people, provided that they conform to this department order and they uphold the rights of the child. So we have to take into consideration our learners who belongs to the indigenous people, so their rights must be respected as well as their culture. Letter L, we have to coordinate with the appropriate offices and other agency or instrumentality for appropriate assistance and intervention as may be required in the performance of its function. So there are some offices that we need to coordinate, especially if we do referrals of our cases. Okay, letter M. The school shall coordinate with the SWD or the appropriate government agencies or non-governmental organizations on a child protection hotline for reporting abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, bullying, and other similar acts, and also for counseling. So, in cases of abuse, we have to be in contact or coordinate with the DSWD or our city social and welfare office in the city hall. So we have Ma'am Leslie Panduma and the women and children's desk in PMP. So this is for the referrals if ever we will encounter cases that need to be referred in these agencies. So I hope our CPP coordinator, Ma'am Janet Roelos, will have the hotline for these agencies that are very vital in the child protection program of our school. Next is we have letter N. Ensure that all incidents of abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, bullying, and other similar acts are addressed in accordance with the provisions of this department order. So, all cases and incidents in school should be addressed in accordance to Department Order number 40, series of 2022. Okay, now so we are finally done with the duties and responsibilities of the school. Now we will proceed to the duties and responsibilities of the school personnel. So this includes the admin, our school head, the non-teaching, and the teaching staff of the school. Okay, let's start. Letter A. So the school personnel shall exercise special parental authority and responsibility over the child or over our student while under their supervision, instruction, and custody. Authority and responsibility shall apply to all authorized activities, whether inside or outside the premises of the school, entity, or institution. So, teachers are substitute parents of students inside the school premises. So, the family code empowers the school, the administrators, and teachers to exercise special parental authority and responsibility over our students while under our supervision, instruction, or custody. Letter B, we have to keep them in their company and support, educate and instruct them by right precept and good example. So teacher serves as models to our learners. So we must be very careful that all our actions are worth emulating. Letter C, give them love and affection, advice and counsel, companionship, and understanding. So let us give our learners our genuine care. Now, guide them on the right path and let's not give up on them, especially those students who are labad sa ulo. Okay? And then we have letter D, enhance, protect, preserve, and maintain their physical and mental health at all times. So we have to protect their physical health, make sure that our school environment is hazard-free for our learners, and also of course we have to protect their mental health. Now, if you are seeing some red flags or warning signs, immediately refer to the guidance office. Okay, letter E. So we have to furnish them with good and wholesome educational materials, supervise their activities, recreation in association with others, protect them from bad company, and prevent them from acquiring habits detrimental to their health, studies, and morals. So I believe our educational materials are wholesome, no? Since it has been scrutinized. And then also we try to look into their habits, no? If you think they're into smoking or other vices, so let us educate them and guide them. And also if they are participating some groups or gangs, no, try to stop them, educate, and then remind them of the student handbook. Okay, so we have letter F. Represent them in all matters affecting their interest. So teachers are also coaches, no? We are coaches supporting the interest of our students. Letter G, we have to inculcate the value and respect and obedience, no? So we have, that is very important, inculcating respect and obedience to our learners, no? Sabi pa nga, mas mabuti pang hindi matalino, no, kesa naman sa batang walang galang at walang respeto. So the importance of molding students with good attitude and character. Okay, moving on to letter H. So we have to practice positive and non-violent discipline, no? As may be required under the circumstances, provided that in no case shall corporal punishment be inflicted upon them. So corporal punishments are already out, and what's in is the positive and non-violent or non-punitive discipline. So I know teachers have some sentiments about this, no? Comparing the students of before and then the students of today. So we have to adopt the changes, to follow orders, and maybe let us also try to learn the beauty of positive discipline. Okay, so we have letter I. School personnel shall also strictly comply with the school's child protection policy. So all school personnel shall comply to the provision of the school's child protection policy. Okay, that's it. We are done with the duties and responsibilities of school personnel, and now we are going to proceed to the duties and responsibilities of learners. Okay, let's move on to the duties and responsibilities of learners. Comply with the school's regulations as long as they are in harmony with their best interest. Learners shall refrain from, we have 1, engaging in discrimination or leading a group of students to discriminate another with a reference to one's physical appearance, weaknesses, and status of any sort. So students shall refrain from any form of bullying, like discriminating other students. Number 2, we have doing any act that is inappropriate or sexually provocative. So for example, no, showing more skin or flirting, no, doing it in public. So that's it. Number 3, participating in behavior of other students that is illegal, unsafe, or abusive. For example, gambling, involvement in drugs, alcohol, smoking. That's it. And then number 4, we have marking or damaging school property, including books in any way, so any sort of vandalism. Okay, number 5, we have engaging in fights or any aggressive behavior. So students who involve themselves in physical fights or riots. Then number 6, we have introducing into the school premises or otherwise possessing prohibited articles such as deadly weapons, drugs, alcohol, toxic and noxious substances, cigarette, and pornographic materials. So we have bringing students who are bringing of prohibited articles in the school premises and introducing it to our students. For example, knife, gun, drugs, alcohol, rugby, cigarettes, and even pornographic materials. So again, students, beware of that. Next, number 7, we have performing other similar acts that cause damage or injury to another. So anything that can cause damage and injury to others, to other students, and even to teachers and other school personnel. An allegation that any of these acts has been committed shall not be used to curtail the child's basic rights or interpreted to defeat the objectives of this department order. So we have to conduct themselves in accordance with their level of development, maturity, and demonstrated capabilities. So with a proper regard for the rights and welfare of other persons. We have also to respect another person's rights regardless of opinion, status, gender, ethnicity, religion, as well as everyone's moral and physical integrity, and to observe the code of conduct for learners. Okay, so now this is our Child Protection Committee for school year 2021-2022. So our chairperson is of course our school principal, Sir Rodel C. Layson, and then our vice chairperson is yours truly, Jacqueline Y. Coime, the guidance counselor for SPS. And then our teacher's representative and also our CPP coordinator is Dr. Janet H. Ruelos. From our parents representative, we have Mrs. Zandra Kirante, grade 10 Penguin, PTA president. And then for the students representative, we have Charity Cano, our SSG president. And then for the barangay representative, we are still looking into the name. So, dapat po ang barangay council for the protection of children po sa Santa Maria, sa barangay Santa Maria. Okay, that's it. So, that's our Child Protection Committee for school year 2021-2022. Okay, so now we are on the last topic of my presentation. So we will be discussing the rules and procedures in handling child abuse, exploitation, violence, and discrimination cases. Okay, so there should be an expeditious conduct of investigation and reporting of cases. So expeditious meaning there should have a speedy and efficient investigation on the cases. So the school head or the SDS shall forward the complaint and intake sheet within 48 hours to the disciplining authority. So we have the CODI, the Committee on Decorum, as the disciplining authority. Then they are going to issue an order for the conduct of a fact-finding investigation not later than 72 hours from submission. And then upon receipt of the complaint, the school, especially the child protection coordinator, shall properly fill up the intake sheet or the Annex B. And then We have to conduct intervention program to the parties or the students involved, and then an intervention made by the guidance counselor is made in series programs and to be reported to the regional office. And if the school have no guidance counselor, refer to the nearest school with guidance counselor or to the DSWD. And if the person complained of is a teaching or non-teaching personnel, the SDS shall cause the conduct of a fact-finding investigation within the same period. Criminal and civil liability shall not be a bar to the filing of an administrative case. The revised rules of procedures of DepEd in administrative cases shall apply in all other aspects. The identity of other information that may reasonably identify the learner shall remain confidential. So, confidentiality, we have to really maintain it. And the identity of a respondent teacher shall likewise be kept confidential. Okay, so we have here the flow chart of reporting and referring bullying incidents in school. So whenever a student discloses or reports bullying or retaliation incident to a school personnel, for example, ang bata ay nag-disclose, may sinabihan na school personnel about sa nangyari sa kanya. So, the school personnel notified of the incident must stop the bullying or retaliation immediately. And then, separate the students involved. So, isa-separate natin agad-agad si bully and si victim. For the victim, kailangan pong we have to assess immediately if he or she needs an immediate medical attention. So, right from there, we are going to refer to the school nurse for first aid, and then if kailangan siyang i-refer then sa hospital. Pwede din dito sa other side, hindi naman masyadong malala, no? None, walang injury. And then for si bully naman po, kailangan natin siyang i-remove from the site, no? Tanggalin, i-separate talaga silang dalawa ni victim. Then after that one, si school personnel naman, report. So after the first aid of the victim, so report the incident to the CPP coordinator, and then later on the CPP will report to the CPP committee, which composes the principal, the guidance counselor, the parent representative, the student representative, and the barangay representative. Next is the CPP will going to conduct a separate interview with the bully and the victim, and at the same time she is going to fill up the interview intake sheet. Okay. After that, the CPP coordinator will going to inform the class advisors, kasi baka hindi pa alam ni advisor yung nangyari sa incident. So we'll be informing the class advisor of the bullying incident and request for a conference or meeting with the parents or guardians. So if who are those students involved, no, kailangan pong ipatawag yung mga parents nila for a conference. And then the principal, together with the CPP committee, the Child Protection Committee, will going to discuss and deliberate the case. No, will it be a conciliation or a mediation process? And then we have also to determine the intervention for both the victim and the bully, which of course be done by the guidance counselor. And then after that one, they have to render a decision based on the merit of the case. And after that one, they have to inform the guardian of the final decision in written form. So the incident can be, the case can be pwede siyang ma-resolve or pwede din siyang hindi. So para sa mga cases na na-resolve, there will be having an intervention program which will be facilitated by the guidance counselor. So if the case naman is not resolved, so this will be referred for some legal actions, or pwede siyang ipasa sa police, no? And then doon na po isi-settle yung kaso. That's it. Okay, and then we have here the referring child sexual abuse cases. So ito naman po, if mga sexual abuse yung case, so the child discloses, pwedeng verbally or in writing, no? So let us be very keen and observant of that if our students discloses. And then the teacher or the confidant documents the abuse or the disclosure, and then also documents any evident injuries, and then fill up the intake report forms. And then after that one naman, I'm going to refer to the CPP coordinator, pwede din kay guidance counselor or sa principal, or pwede din sa school-based support team. So yung school-based support team natin, ito na yung CPP natin, Child Protection Committee. So so after that one, pwedeng i-refer sa hospital for emergency cases if it needs a medical attention. And then pwede din i-inform din si parents, of course for those non-offending parents. So if yung parents, yung perpetrator ay hindi kamag-anak, so we have to inform them. And then we have to report to, pwede din natin i-report sa Women and Children's Desk or the PNP, pwedeng sa DSWD or the CSWD, the BCPC. This is the Barangay Council for Protection of Children. Pwede din sa NBI, sa CHRDOG Task Force for Children. Pero dito sa atin usually is nire-refer natin ang child abuse case sa City Social Welfare Office and sa Women and Children's Desk ng PNP. So, yung mga agencies na yun, they will be doing also their home visits, they will be doing their interview, and they are also going to accompany the child for a medical exam. So, yun po. So, that's the referral of the child abuse cases. So that's it. That's the end of my presentation on the topic on child protection policy. So thank you so much for patiently listening and for your time. And if you have some questions, later on we will have the open forum. And for our students, if you want to contact me, if you have some concerns, or you want to reach out the Guidance and Counseling Office of the SBS campus, please look at your screen. My email address is posted there, the hotline number for the office, and then also my Facebook and Instagram account. So that's all. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.
Thank you for watching. God bless.